What do you do when your nation lies in ruins? When corruption eats at its foundations? When the walls of trust between leaders and people have collapsed and faith in the future feels like a distant dream? This is not just ancient history. It is the story of Ezra and Nehemiah. And it is also the story of Nigeria, a story of rebuilding from the inside out. The people of Judah had spent 70 years in exile, displaced, disillusioned, and divided. But when God stirred the heart of a foreign king, they were allowed to return home. They came back to ruins, broken walls, burned gates, and a city that no longer felt like home. Sound familiar? Into this mess stepped Ezra, not a politician, not a soldier, but a man of the word. Ezra knew that broken walls weren't Judah's biggest problem. Their hearts were broken too. So he opened the ancient scrolls, and the people listened. They remembered who they were. They remembered who God is, and slowly hope was reborn. Meanwhile, far away in Persia, Nehemiah heard the news. Jerusalem's walls were still rubble. That news broke him, but heartbreak turned to action. He prayed, he planned, and when the king asked why his servant looked so troubled, Nehemiah spoke, risking his career, his comfort, his life. Because rebuilding isn't just about bricks and stones, it's about boldness. But not everyone wanted to see the walls rise again. Local leaders mocked them. You people can't build anything right. They threatened violence. They spread lies. They even tried to lure Nehemiah into a trap. But Nehemiah armed the workers, trowel in one hand, sword in the other, because sometimes faith means fighting for what God calls you to restore. In just 52 days, the wall was rebuilt. But Nehemiah knew that strong walls meant nothing if the hearts inside them stayed weak. So Ezra gathered the people again, and together they opened the word. They read God's laws for hours. The people wept, they repented, and they renewed their covenant with God. Ezra and Nehemiah didn't rebuild Jerusalem because they were the richest or the most powerful men. They rebuilt because they believed something simple. God wasn't done with his people. And God is not done with Nigeria. Yes, our walls are broken. Trust is broken. Leadership is broken. Systems are broken. But what Nigeria needs isn't just better roads and cleaner elections. We need to rebuild the heart of our nation. We need modern Ezras, teachers, pastors, parents, to teach truth, integrity, and justice again. We need modern Nehemiahs, entrepreneurs, youth leaders, activists, to rebuild schools, create jobs, and defend what is right. This is our time to rise, to build, to believe that the God who restored Jerusalem can restore Nigeria. If Nehemiah could rebuild in 52 days, what could we do in 52 weeks if we built together? Don't wait for a king to issue a decree. Start today, in your school, in your street, in your circle. Ezra and Nehemiah's story isn't just Bible history. It's a blueprint for national restoration. It happened in Jerusalem. It can happen in Nigeria. The question is, and will you be part of it?